I'm on record criticizing going after Hunter Biden. And I also agreed that the trial in this city, in New York, was politically motivated, that wouldn't otherwise have been prosecuted if it was someone else. And I've been very front and center in pardons. I chaired that process in Pennsylvania. I was all about delivering second chances, and I was very proud of that. And I think that's really the cornerstone of criminal justice reform is.
The left is pushing this guy away, plain and simple. They're turning on him, and Sonny Hostin from The View, along with the rest of the crew, seem pretty determined to set him up. In this clip, he starts off explaining his thoughts on Trump's felony case in New York, calling it out as politically motivated. Let's dive in and see how this all plays out.
Is if you are following the rules and you've paid your debt, I do believe you do. I do believe there needs to be a path for redemption. And this process, whether Joe Biden or whether President Trump, I don't agree with many of those pardons, especially on the J6 ones. And I've called that out. I've been on record saying that that's just not true. If you're going to abuse the process, somebody that's been very committed as part of that, has made that part of my career. I think it's sad because it's been politicized. And I think, if anything, that might have set some things back because people assume now, depending on what team's in office, those are the people that get some redemption.
I just for clarification, did you mean that the 34-count case in which Donald Trump was found guilty of various financial crimes was politically motivated here in New York?
I found that when the judicial system gets weaponized and targeted political enemies for political gain, I think that's inappropriate, and I think that degrades our collective trust in this a very important institution, whether that's on a Democratic going after a Republican or a Republican going after a Democratic one. And I like to think I call it strikes and balls, because the judicial system has to remain impartial. I mean, that's really the cornerstone of our society.
So former D.C. police officer Michael Fanone, who was nearly killed during the insurrection, has been speaking out publicly against the pardoning of his attackers. Officer Fanone publicly endorsed you in 2022, but this is what he said last week. We have a clip.
It's not the fact that he's the president that pisses me off. It's the fact that all these people that said that they were, going to stand behind us and that they were going to stand, shoulder to shoulder with us, absolutely ran for the hills.
Yeah.
There's a lot of John Fettermans out there in the world.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's why we're in the predicament that we're in.
Now, there are those on the left who feel like you have made a rightward shift recently, going to Mar-a-Lago, joining Truth Social, your positions on issues like immigration, fracking. What do you say to those who are now, in a sense, questioning your commitment to the Democratic Party?
If you're enjoying this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot.
Oh, well, first, I want to just say I am so sorry for what happened to that officer. I mean, he's had a heart attack. His life, he almost died. I mean, I've had a stroke. Same thing. Absolute empathy and just appalled for what I witnessing what happened on January 6th. And I absolutely would reject pardoning people that were involved on that. And so right word, that's just happened not to be true. I've been on record, too, saying I am not going to become a Republican. Although maybe some people might be happy on one side, but I would make a pretty terrible Republican because, pro-choice, pro-really strong immigration, pro-LGBTQ, just pretty I don't think I'd be a good fit. So I'm not going to change my party. And if I am going to I'm going to show up. I'll give you the exclusive. I can announce. So I can't keep chasing down every last thing that's online because they're just happen not to be true. And just look at my vote.
He's obviously noticing what's working. You can tell he sees how much Trump has gotten done in such a short time. And honestly, with Trump stacking up wins for the American people and the left treating him the way they are, like we just saw here, I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up switching sides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.